All right, so today we're going to talk about the foods that are marketed as healthy, but they're actually not healthy. And we'll kind of go over a few examples and things to look out for so you can make the choices yourself. Now, before I start the list, I've definitely given a lot of content out about just having a good whole food balanced diet, of course, but also living in the 80-20 rule. So you do have that 20% for your cheat moments, if you will, um, getting away from being super clean. And I live more in the 90-10 rule or so, but it's keep in mind this video is for you to understand the difference between what's being marketed as healthy so you can make a better decision that is this going to land in where your food choices are they going to land in the 80% bucket or the 20% bucket, as long as you know. Okay, so the biggest qualm I have is these people have these companies have marketed healthy foods that are not healthy at all. So that's my bigger issue. And I want to make sure you're at least understanding that for your choices. And again, make sure you land in that 80% bucket or the 20% bucket based on how you're doing that week. And this is more as long as you know sort of thing, especially since people are marketing these things as protein and healthy and they're not because they're full of crap. So let's talk about some of the things that are out there that have been marketed as healthy for years, and that starts with granola bars. Many of those are chock full of a lot of preservatives, of course, sometimes with food dyes, but also a ton of sugar. So that's the bigger issue I have is the sugar. So they're not made well. There's barely any nutrition in there. So everyone thinks they're eating something really healthy by having a granola bar, but you're not, especially with the excess sugar that's being added to it. And there's usually not a lot of fiber to them. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they'll say there's dried fruit, and nuts, and stuff in there. But usually it's a chemically made sweetener or even chemically made um, flavoring that's completely unhealthy as well. So again, granola bars, if you're on the road, and you're trying to think of something to eat on the road, and you can't find anything healthy, this would still do okay. There are ones that have a little more protein in there. However, I would say stay away from this one in general the best you can as well. So same with I've mentioned this in protein bars too. Um, it's not the best thing to eat, obviously, but there are better ones, and there are some that are full of sugar. So this comes down to reading the label, and I go right to the sugar for myself, and I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, well, there's more than 10 grams of sugar. I'm done. I'm not going to have it. But also, if there's more sugar than protein, I'm definitely not going to have it. Okay, if I'm trying to be healthy, especially. Flavored yogurts, a lot of these are full of sugar as well, but also a lot of artificial sweeteners or just artificial ingredients that are just terrible for your whole micro gut biome. There we go. Um, but again, most of the sugar too. So I have all these different chemicals in there added with the sugar, and they market these things as healthy, but they're not. So there's a lot of Greek yogurt out there. There's a lot of yogurt out there that is healthy. In fact, having yogurt is in the category of having like a fermented food that helps your gut biome as well. A lot of like kefir or sauerkraut or kimchi, stuff like that. But the flavored yogurts, especially look at the sugars, pay attention to those because you're probably getting more sugar than you bargained for and don't realize it. So the next will be deli meat. So these things are very high processed with a lot of preservatives. Um, I ate them, as a kid for years, going to school lunches and stuff like that. But deli meat is high in a lot of things that I don't want to say the sodium piece because there's a lot of good sodium out there that you still need in your diet. A lot of people have intake too little sodium. They're not hydrated properly. But that's the bigger issue with the deli meat is the nitrates um, and other preservatives that have been linked to multiple cancers as well. So deli meat in general, I'd stay away best you can. Um, if you're out and about and the only thing they eat is a sandwich with some deli meat, it's not the worst thing. Um, but again, this is more of for your decision of am I in the 80% or 20% bucket. This is in the 20% bucket for me so far. Um, there's a lot of different things for juices too. So it started with like, just take some actual fruit, some ice, maybe some vitamins, maybe some other, like some honey, whatever. Put it in a blender at home, and you juice it up, and you can drink on the way to work, or whatever you want to do. You can even add protein powder to them, whatever, and those are okay for you. Those are great for you, actually. It depends on how you make it. It's the juices that you go to these tropical smoothies and all those other things, and you think you're going home with a healthy, large shake. You are not. So again, it goes all down to the sugar. This is full of sugar. I've seen them with 40, 60 grams of sugar for a giant shake that's like 14, 16 ounces. And I've seen some more. I've seen other versions with that's higher in sugar as well. So these juices are not good. There are additives you can add at the store for like protein and other things like that too. You're making it better, I guess, but you're still having a lot of sugar on top of that, and I would stay away. Um, Now, this one, a lot of people are putting out there as a safe alternative to meat. I'm a big meat eater, but that's not why this is the issue. But the plant-based meat replacements are full of crap. I mean, we're talking sugars, we're talking a ton of um, extra processed foods and flavorings, and it is literally like a petri dish you're eating full of crap. Okay. Um, Yes, a lot of people are trying to not eat meat because they have a sense that they're helping other animals and stuff like that. That's great, but I'm going to continue to eat meat for my own reasons. Also, but the health reason is it's the true protein, there's true vitamins. The replacements are full of garbage and chemicals, and you are not going to get any nutritional value out of any of those foods, and they don't even taste good anyway. So there's that. I would go ahead and stay away from the plant-based meat replacement stuff out there because it's full of crap. Um, there's a lot of I'm not going to go over like all the different things you shouldn't be eating in general. What this video is about today. But the organic snack foods out there that say organic, give them the impression that it's actually good for you, but it's full of sugar, full of other um, unnatural ingredients. Okay, so they might fortify it with some vitamins sometimes and make you think that you're being healthy for your kids and stuff like that. But a lot of this stuff is also full of crap. So these things might come out as healthy. Maybe they're healthier than an Oreo, I guess. But, so it's a little bit less evil, if you will. There's a company out there called that, and there's just not a lot of good snack foods out there that are super clean. Just get a whole food plate together. You can put some fruit and some nuts together. There you go. That's a better snack, I promise you. And the bigger one, the biggest issue I have out of all these products out there is the like Kellogg, for instance, and their Eggos. Um, let's see, their Pop Tarts even, and then there's some of their cereals. They're saying, "Oh, great, we have protein in our foods. Come buy it." Well, it's still full of crap. It's still like less than 5% anything whole food inside there. Um, and it is full of preservatives, full of sugar still. But then now they're marketing to you as full of protein. Well, news alert again. Guess what? It's not. The Kellogg strikes again with false information, misleading you, and you are not being healthy with these things whatsoever. So I wouldn't put this into my 20% category because I just can't see a Pop Tart being fun for me to. If I'm gonna bend my diet, a Pop Tart's not on my list whatsoever, even the protein ones, because it's so full of crap that it's not even worth trying to satisfy a sweet tooth or anything like that. I might have a craving for. So just to reiterate, anything that says protein on there that wasn't previously a snack food or like some sort of junk food, take a good look at it, read the ingredients, see how much sugar's in it first, in my mind. Next, look at the other ingredients. If you can't recognize half of them, I would put it back on the shelf and move on. Okay. I keep calling out Kellogg because they're probably the most guilty with all of the different choices they have out there for protein forward things that's not protein at all. It's full of sugar, full of crap, and you're going to feel terrible after you eat it as usual. So hope you enjoy this video. These are things you have to watch out for when you're out there shopping. Definitely things that are marketed to you that are supposed to be good, but they're not. So I hope this video does help you in that regard. If you like this content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you can get all the videos and updates and stuff like that. And as always, in my description is the affiliate link for Jocko Fuel. They are a clean, good protein-based company, and with a lot of different companies out there, honestly, there's a lot of bad protein companies out there, but there are some good. And Jocko is one of them. Probably one of the better ones, especially. They use good, clean ingredients, and you're also supporting a veteran company. Oh, by the way, I'm an affiliate and a veteran as well. So you're also supporting my veteran channel. So I do appreciate that as well. So anything else you guys want to mention in the comments, I do appreciate it because I want to see where you guys are absorbing from my content and make sure you are getting most out of it and becoming better, feeling better as well. Until next time.